based off more of a really good recent placement, coming in probably placing 4th for this team compared to Pugsyxd and Daze, who are definitely a new team. So that's going to be Daze playing with someone maybe not quite as good as Pugsyxd in the past. Who did Daze used to play with? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Drawing a blank. Here we go.
Yeah.
Game number
Drawing a
1.
blank,
Pugsyxd
man.
and Daze versus Santy and Simba.
So Daze coming in with this store pick, Pugsyxd with this Barraza pick. See what Pugsyxd's able to do with blasters, man. Another player who in 2s will bring out the blasters quite a bit. You see him playing a lot of that Barraza. I know we always talk about Boomy, sometimes Phazon whenever he pulls out the blasters, as he's an old school blaster boy. But we'll see, man. I love Pugsyxd's Barraza.
Yeah, I mean, Pugsyxd's definitely gotten a very effective Barraza. Blasters can be great in 2v2s because they've got those long active frames that really lock down opponents, but at the same time, it locks you in place, and we've seen that become a detriment for many of Blasters players in 2s. Santy able to get the double, the neutral signature, and then the side air to take the first stocks off these blue team.
Yeah, Santy and Simba looking great, man. Coming into this game, taking a huge early lead over Pugsyxd and Daze.
Ground pound. Pugsyxd's in trouble.
Man.
No, but what a save from Daze, and Pugsyxd's able to finish off the stock. Pugsyxd would have died there if Daze did not come down, throw out that down air, and punish Simba.
Now, last game we saw Santy surviving for really long. This game we're seeing Simba survive for really long. He is in the red, but both members of the blue team are in the orange. Pugsyxd over on the edge. You see both members of the red team organizing there, putting pressure onto Daze.
Oh, nice neutral signature. Daze down to his final stock here, looking like a repeat of that winner semifinals.
And it's 5 stocks to 3 here. Blue team looking kind of rough here.
Nice side air from Pugsyxd. Gives him the room back onto the stage. Santy not able to connect with the side air left side. Daze trying to avoid the gimp, but it's going to be the trade out. He gets the ground pound on the left side while Santy gets the side air on the right.
Daze took a few moments to be able to find the victory in that 1v1 there. Found a dare onto Santy, taking him out off the top. 3 stocks to 2, definitely not unwinnable. We're still seeing big damage numbers come out from the red team. Swinging those swords, already have Daze in the red.
He is going to be the target of this red team. If they take him out, it is just the raw 1v2 for Pugsyxd to do.
Oh, and it is. Nice nair to interrupt that ground pound, getting around the ground pound from Simba. We've seen Pugsyxd win 1v2s in the past. That's going to be really tough for him when he's staring at 3 stocks for the red team. They're going to take it. Daze, man, it seems like he wakes up in game 3.
He's got a 2-game warm-up, and then game 3 is the one where he really comes alive. We're not seeing the swap from Pugsyxd just yet. We saw him swap to the Brawlhalla in the winner side of things when they got to game 3. We'll see if that ends up having to happen as we get right on into game number 2, and it's going to be a repeat back to the dome.
3, 2, 1, brawl. He's over there just barely. You saw him jump really high, kind of going over the weapon spawn. Deal out recovery from Santy, opening up this game. Nice little true combo there onto Pugsyxd. Neutral light Daze going to interrupt. Ended up hitting Pugsyxd a little bit.
Right side, Daze throws out the down air, but catches his teammate Pugsyxd. Able to get back up on the stage with the help of that Blaster's side air. Trying to get some center stage control, but he down airs his teammate to set up for Santy for the extra damage.
Pugsyxd and Daze, man, they are struggling so hard to find any way in onto these double swords. Now the sword and spear of Santy and Simba. Oh, what a follow-up from Simba. That's the first knockout of the game. 45 seconds in. Are we going to see another one? Boom! Santy, D-Light ground pound.
Nice D-Light ground pound coming out from Santy, and the red team with the big stock lead, not even in kill percent on either one of them. They're already putting extra damage out onto this blue team.
Nice ground pound coming in from Pugsy. Nice dare coming in from Pugsy. Weapon toss goes a little bit wide. Nice follow-up from Daze to get the Sair.
That's going to even up the stock count. And Pugsy with the blasters, get that side light down there. Has to target swap, but Santy's suddenly right on in his face.
He's getting low. There on to Santy. Finds a Nair as well. Santy's throwing out a couple of these side signatures over the corner. Hasn't gotten the one that he needed just yet to find the knockout. Nice signature from Simba from middle of the stage to knock out Daze. Fortunately, Pugsy wasn't able to interrupt it, and a ground pound from Sandy.
That is something that's so effective in 2v2s. You can use those weapon tosses to force out the dodges. That's what you saw. Simba threw the weapon toss, force out the dodge from Pugsy, and then Santy just kind of floats on over, hits the ground pound, and again, the stock lead hugely in the red team's favor.
Just seems like Daze hasn't found any momentum with the orb, and he definitely hasn't found it with the hammer, man.
Meanwhile, on the right side, Pugsy with the axe in hand. He's been more effective with blasters in the offstage, but Simba's going to find the ground pound, and now it's left to Daze in the 1v2. The 4 stocks left on the red team. They're going really high in this guy trying to get this stock.
Are we going to see another 3-0 this late into the tournament?
Well, we have yet to see a match go not 3-0 in the top 8 of things.
Pugsy is going to swap. Not over to the Jala. Going to be the Bodvar here.
Okay, respect
Level
it.
60 Bodvar coming out. Putting into the movement speed stance. Wants to be able to zoom around the stage a little bit more. No swap from Daze here. Really stacking on that defense. 8 defense for Thor here.
Yeah, and he's not. Pugsy's not going to have the problem that he had with the Jala, where he was able to put out some decent DPS, but was just falling so incredibly quick because of that low defense. Instead, with the Bodvar, has just the straight 5 defense, which is 1 more than a defense Jala will have. D-Light
Dare is going to pick up 3 of the other players in this game. Gravity Cancel Neutral Light missing
Simba,
after that.
Going?
He went and ended up real deep over on the edge. Santy here has the gauntlets early on. Found quite a bit of damage. Dude, Daze, he's taking so much damage. Already in the red. 25 seconds into this game. He has Simba on the edge.
Didn't get a whole lot there. You saw him very much looking for that hammer, looking for those recoveries and ground pounds. Simba was just so high movement speed, able to avoid all of it. Down light recovery. Daze gonna fall. And Pugsyxd now left to fight until Daze can respawn. Daze is back, and there's no weapons in the hands of the blue team.
Pugsyxd going real deep on the edge. D-Light into the Gravity Cancel Neutral Heavy from Daze, and a side heavy.
Nice
and a ground pound. Didn't even need a weapon. In comes the spawn. He's able to grab it. Pugsyxd looking for a ground pound as well. Daze rotating in. Gives him a little bit of room to get back.
Yeah, Daze hasn't been like too effective in getting the damage out, but he's been really good at saving Pugsyxd, and maybe that's what this team is about, right? Like, Pugsyxd just goes in, gets that damage put out, and Daze is there to be his parachute, save his life.
5 stocks to 4. Simba's starting to take some damage. 4 stocks to 4. Daze is able to survive until they can get Simba into knockout zone. All right, maybe Daze just needs to go unarmed.
Oh, he's been pretty effective with it, but still so incredibly hurt. All right, nice setup. Goes for another neutral light, and no DI from Simba. Pugsyxd was reading the up DI. Daze is going to fall, but they also take out Santy, so this is still even between the 2 teams.
That down signature almost taking out Simba. Had just enough iframes. The side air is going to drop. He isn't going to get the full bounce off of that wall. Santy almost getting the knockout on a Pugsyxd off the top. Simba's extremely damaged.
Nice.
Sidelight side air from Daze. That's going to be the knockout. 3 stocks to 2.
Daze going in with the orb plays on the left side. Throws out a down air, but Simba able to avoid it. Pugsyxd getting fairly hurt here. He's the only one still on that second stock. Sidelight not able to set up for the recovery. And Pugsyxd somehow avoided that side air.
Didn't quite get the true combo option. Oh man, the spot dodge came out from Pugsyxd in a clutch moment, keeping himself alive, but Simba cleaning it up with the recovery after the sidelight. Oh, a little bit of kind of overlapping between the red team, aren't able to take full advantage of that 2v1 situation onto Daze, who is very damaged on his final stock. D-Light and Simba goes for the fastball down neutral sig?
These are wild. Nice ground pound from Pugsyxd. This is doable for the blue team. Suddenly, they've got life in their eyes. Santy in the 1v2 gonna take down Daze. And can Pugsyxd do it? Can Pugsyxd win the 1v1 as Santy hits the ground pound? And it's gonna be another 3-0 in the top 8 of things. Santy and Simba gonna continue on.
Man, what a game from Santy. 691 damage. Pulling out 3 knockouts. Simba grabbing 3 knockouts as well. 486 damage. Pugsyxd's swap to the Bodvar was looking really good. Daze still putting out 439 damage, picking up 3 knockouts. But man, for this team to move on further through the brackets, I think a lot of the work needs to fall onto Daze. He seems just a little bit behind Pugsyxd here. Maybe Pugsyxd needs to go with this Bodvar more often, because his Barraza was looking pretty good today.